Last chance for the Shiba Inu. Hello lovely people, happy making money. Even so, some altcoins have gone through the roof today thanks to big news. Altcoins and the rest of the crypto market are still behind. Even though Bitcoin is getting faster and faster to 100,000, has it become too late to buy into the crypto market, or could it go up a lot from here on out? Before we watch this video, please keep in mind that it's just for fun and that you should always do your own research before investing. However, history tells us that we are just at the start of things getting interesting. Anyone who has seen how volatile things have been lately, how when Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up too, but not as strongly, will agree with this. When Bitcoin drops 2%, everything else drops 10 to 15% as well. That's why we're going to talk about what we need to look for next. So that I can send out good vibes, all I ask is that you give me a beautiful smile and hit that like button, because likes are free. It also helps with the formula and stuff. I'm still not feeling well. In other words, if I start coughing, you'll know that's what's going on. Let's do the Shiba shake now. Shiba Inu is now worth 0.402565, which is 3% less than it was yesterday. In this case, things were getting very interesting because it was going down a lot more. Bitcoin had a double top on the market. In short, this is what happened. It went up to a high point just above 93,000 and then went down a lot. It hit another high point above 93,000 and then went down a lot. It went all the way down to $100, which is where Bitcoin was, and then it came back up. It went all the way down to Bitcoin having no value. You can see the whole thing move. Wait, don't go. I'll be leaving now. It moves by about 5.8% altogether. It dropped 5.8%. Shiba Inu, on the other hand, went from a high point to a low point of 10%. That's twice as much as Bitcoin dropped. That's why when Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins will pop and fall all the time. Okay, but it looks like a lot of altcoins are responding to small changes in Bitcoin. We'll talk about why that happened in a moment. There was news, right? I'm sorry, we had a lot of peppy today. In case you missed the movie about the news that Coinbase and Robinhood were listing it, we've also heard that Coinbase was going to list it. That's why it also went up a lot, 27%. But besides that, things like meme coins, didn't do your bonk after a 50% yesterday, they're flat today, but Floki is up 10%. What are the meme coins? 10% for bread, 4% for ape, flat, and doge. The whole day has been a flippity flop, a very dangerous day. It went up and then we got flushed out, kind of like yesterday. A lot of shorts were washed out. Let's do this again for a second. You can see that it's pretty much been the same amount for the past 12 hours. That means 250 on the short and 309 on the long, right? Also, 864 million was sold today, with 554 million on the long side and 320 million on the short. It's been a bit of a mixed bag here. Why am I telling you all of this? It does kind of sum up the day, but it's still important to keep in mind that the market can be very, very risky. Bitcoin is now worth more than $90,000, but we talked about what happened and how I didn't enable these values on the side. I think it was an update or something that added all of these, but if we look at the Bitcoin futures, we can see that there's a gap. And since March, Bitcoin has always closed the gap, which means it always goes back to where it started, whether the gap was up or down. Also, this is a little scary. Okay, and you can see Alex making this statement. Once more, Alex might be right. This might not be true, but it's an interesting guess. This charge won't get Bitcoin to 100,000. Even though Michael Saylor and a lot of other people are already planning the parties, it's going to be close. It will move back in this area and the high 80s. The Alps are crazy, with wild ups and downs. Then a big drop to the mid-1970s, and the Bitcoin Alps wipe as well. Then go up to 100. There is still a chance that kids could happen. You could say, is it too late? Okay, well, her bayonet was already raised a lot. Some people might say it hasn't gone up enough. For example, some people said but you know what? It's still going to never go back to its all-time high. It's still a long way from its all-time high. Okay, sometimes people say things like this. Okay, she's been up 100% of the last 76 days, I think. I'm sorry about that. Not bad at all, right? Not too bad, right? It could be a lot better, but doubling your money in 70 days is pretty good, right? Oh, when you spend money. But right? Even Crypto.com CEO thinks that leverage needs to be fixed before an attack on 100,000 Bitcoin. Please be careful with your risk. There is a lot of risk involved when you use our partner Margex, so be extra careful over the next few days. Why? Since it was a day like today, we were getting ready, right? Some people made a lot of money, and then we saw that double top. It went down, and someone may have thought, oh, it's going to come back, it's going to come back, it's going to come back, it's going to come back. And you keep opening new jobs, right? Even more so now that things are going down, right? If you trade for a short time, you need to be very careful in those kinds of scenarios. Again, if you want to buy, you can, if you're investing for the long run, have a plan, study the market, and look at how things are changing right now. If you want to sell, you can. I'll never tell you to buy, sell, or hold something. We're just talking about what might happen. Is it too late? I'll try to answer you near the end of the video, right? I have good news for you. Degens, our Bitcoin pairs, are only 26% off their lows, right? So if you look at these lows, we saw it in 2020 and 2021, and then there was that huge rise, but only 26%. And it says here, imagine people who think they missed our season when other people /BTC just hit a new cycle low, which is the cheapest it has been since 2021. That is, Bitcoin is still the most popular cryptocurrency, and altcoins are currently not among the ones that are getting a lot of attention today because of news about meme coins. There are still 61 Bitcoins in circulation, which means that most of the money is still going into Bitcoin. Okay, when it comes to altcoins, Shiba Inu is one of our favorites. There is a little more competition now that Robinhood and Coinbase are offering more assets, but we still think Shiba Inu will be one of the big winners this cycle. We saw how it moved in the first few days after the election. It slowed down a bit after that. A little bit of slowing down happened because money was going to the bank, to WIF and data PP. So with all the news about Elon Musk and the Doge government leaders, that's a little heavy for Doge, right? That's a bit heavy for Shiba Inu, but that's okay. Shiba Inu can be a lady sparkler sometimes. It's going to take some time. That means it might go up less than the others. It's still one of the top 10 cryptocurrencies.